The music news for the streets, the music news for your beats, the news for the music stuff that you gonna need. We gon' talk about plugins, we gon' talk about gear. If it's news on this music, we gon' talk about it here. Let's go.
What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy, SumnSumnSumn. Hit the keys. Here today with 17 freebies for you guys for the month of November. If you guys could do me a favor, I'm trying to hit 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you could hit that subscribe button for me, I'd appreciate it. Let's not waste any time though. The first freebie that I have for you guys today is for the Kontakt player, and it's called Love Piano. When you open up Love Piano, it is gonna look like this. This thing only has one preset. It has some controls for you to mess with over here as well though. It's got an impulse reverb too. Basically, this thing sounds like this. So with this, you get a few different controls down here. You also get control over your impulse reverb, the amount and the size, and then the noise of the keys. So I'll let you guys hear that real quick. So the reverbs on this give it a nice little different flavor. With this one, it's good for like R&B, lo-fi, any kind of chill genre it is that you're doing. The second free plugin that I have for you guys today is called Infinity Synth. When you open up Infinity Synth, it is going to look like this. You get a bunch of different controls with this. This one does have some issues with it though, like all the volumes aren't the same. So some of the volumes are gonna be low, some are gonna be medium, some are gonna be high. I feel like they need to fix that in an update. With this one, you do get a bunch of different presets. So as you look, some of the presets are going to be locked, some of them aren't, but even the locked presets you can check out and you can still use. So they cut in and out, but you can still export the sounds if you find something that you like. Here's one of the sounds that I used here. So this is pretty cool. You get a bunch of different controls. You got a filter control up here. You got ADSR over here. You got filter ADSR over here. You got an XY axis right here. You got a bunch of different effects you can use over here. So you can simply click on this and then boom, you can go to whatever effect it is that you are looking to use. Down here, you also have where you can add automation. So you have all kinds of different automations that you can add down here as well. Again, with this, just keep in mind that the volumes on some of the things are going to be different. I'll go ahead and just play a couple of presets at random. So that is what I mean by some of the volumes are low. You can turn up the gain over here though pretty simply. I'll play just a couple more presets here at random so you guys can kind of hear what it sounds like. It's got everything from keys to leads to guitars to plucks, orchestral sounds, all kinds of different stuff. So let's go ahead and just play one of these pianos for you. I must say one more thing about the plugin. Certain sounds like the pianos, it's gonna say there's a grand piano, an upright piano, so on and so forth. But I feel like all of the pianos are the same because some of the notes hit the exact same, the same velocity, they sound the same. They just have different effects to make them sound a little bit different. I must mention one more thing as well. When you do get this plugin, you're going to have to sign up for a Stagecraft account. And that's going to give you 50 credits. So it's a little confusing when you get to the site and you're trying to figure out how to get it because you can't go in and enter a promo code. You're going to have to go to your profile, and in your profile, it's going to bring up all the plugins like right here. It's going to give you 50 credits. So you're not limited to just the plugin that I'm showing you guys right now. You can get any of these plugins that are within the 50 credit limit. You just put buy with credit and then bam, you'll be able to get it just like that. The third free plugin that I have for you guys today comes from Air Music Technology, and it's called Bassline. So this is only free for a limited time only. I believe the other two plugins are only free for a limited time only as well. With this one right here, basically you can make 808s, sub bass and stuff with this. So here is one of the basses that I was messing with. So with this, you're gonna have a whole bunch of presets that you can mess with. As you see here, you just get a ton of different presets. We'll just go ahead and go for a simple sine real quick and mess with it so you can see what it's like in action. So this is what the simple sine sounds like. All right, so we can turn up this sub octave. And then we can turn up stuff like fifth and boost and stuff like that. We have different filter cutoff over here. Then we have a hard clipper right here, so we can turn it from hard clip to overdrive, whichever one that we choose. We'll start with hard clipper. We can make it go to overdrive. You have other controls up here over your amplitude, filter, boost, glide, and level. Down here you have control over attack, decay, pitch modulation, all that good stuff. And then you have different effects that you can mess with as well. You can also slide this from sine to square to saw to whatever it is that you want as you're messing with it. So that's super solid. You get a lot of different stuff that you can mess with to make this your own. You have chorus, and then you have like delay and that stuff. So we'll go ahead and turn chorus on. You can mess with the hype over here as well. And then you have control over compression and stuff like that as well. So as you guys can see, we took that simple sine wave 808 and we made it something special. So again, this is a very solid one. It's only going to be free for a limited time. So if you're going to grab it, go ahead and grab it now. And the next free plugin that I have for you guys today comes from Sound Toys. It's called Little Plate. When you open up Little Plate, it's going to look like this. This is just basically a plate reverb, but it is actually pretty solid. I put it on a little vocal. I'm going to go ahead and push bypass. This is what the vocal sounds like without the little plate on there.
Better off without you. I'm better off without you. I don't want your love.
All right, now once I throw a little plate on there, I get it to sound like this.
Better off without you. I'm better off without you. I don't want your love. Better.
So super solid little reverb plugin. I mean, come over here. It's got a few different presets for you to use. When you go through the presets are going to have the mix up pretty high, and all you got to do is turn it down a little bit. So let's turn on this full plate and mess with it.
I'm better off without you. I don't want your love. Better.
So as you can see there, that's just going to make it sound really good, really quickly. We'll put it back on this wide body real quick. And so I'm basically going to let you guys hear what it sounds like in this beat real quick. And I'm going to use bypass and turn bypass on and off. Just pay attention to the bypass and then you can see what's going on. So let's go ahead and get Little Plate back up here. And I'm going to start with bypass and then I'm going to turn it on as it plays.
Better off without you. I'm better off without you. I don't want your love. Better off without you. I'm better off without you. I don't want your love.
So you can see just putting the reverb on there alone makes it sound pretty good in the beat. Obviously, you would need to do more with vocals, but this is a pretty solid reverb. If you need just a quick reverb that you can dial in really fast, this might be something to grab. The fifth free plugin that I have for you guys today comes from Acoustica Audio. It's called Pumpkin. When you open up Pumpkin, it's going to look like this. This is basically a saturation tool that you could use to add a little more beef into your sound. So you can throw this on like your mix bus, you can throw this on an 808, you can throw this on drums. I basically threw this on the mix bus and an 808 so you can hear the difference. Basically, it's just gonna add some subtleness, but it's gonna add some loudness to your sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and play the beat, and then I'm gonna go ahead and turn Pumpkin on so you can hear it. So I'm gonna start with Pumpkin off, and then I'm gonna turn it on. So you can hear there, it's adding a little bit of obviously saturation, some loudness. You get a few different controls over here. You also get a few different saturation types. So you get this crimson, you get this tape, this violet, and this gunmetal right here. You get control over the shape. You get control over the drive right here. You also get control over your low shelf and your high shelf filters. So you'll get a pre-post control for your low shelf, and you'll get those same controls over here for your high shelf. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and play it on this 808 real quick so you guys can hear what it sounds like on this 808. So let's go ahead and open up Pumpkin. I'm gonna go ahead and push bypass, and then I'm gonna turn it on so you guys can hear it. So as you see there, you can obviously get some more beef into whatever sound it is that you're using without heavily distorting the sound. So not a bad saturation tool at all. The next set of free plugins that I have for you guys today all come from Native Instruments. I don't know if you guys have seen, but they just dropped the new Complete Start with a few new plugins in it. I'm not sure what was in Complete Start before, but since I'm not sure, I'm just gonna go through all these for you guys. So as we look here, you'll see, I know one of the new ones that they added was this Ozone EQ. They also added, I believe, Hypha, Analog Dreams. Ethereal Earth was already there, so was Factory Select. But now you get like Irish Harp, Yangqin. You're gonna get this Raum, which is a very solid reverb effect. Supercharger, which is another good saturation / compression effect. Replika is a good delay. You're gonna get Guitar Rig 7 Player, which has always been there in vinyl as well. So the first one of the plugins that I wanna go through from this suite of plugins, it's called Ozone EQ. When you open up Ozone EQ, it's gonna look like this. This is a pretty solid EQ. This is one of the EQs that I typically use, but I use the Ozone 10 version. But I use this if I'm not using the basic FL Parametric EQ2. What's nice about this is they have this Delta feature right here. So this Delta feature lets you hear exactly what the EQ is doing. So it lets you hear only what the EQ is adding or only what the EQ is taking away. So this is what this piano sounds like with no EQ on there. So now if we push Delta, we're not gonna hear anything initially because the EQ is not doing anything. All right, I lied, it's barely doing anything. But if we pull it up, we'll hear only what the EQ is adding. And then when we pull it down, we'll hear only what the EQ is taking away. So that's what it's taken away. Now, if I turn it on, turn the Delta off and turn the EQ on, you'll hear the EQ sound like this or the piano sound like this. And then the same for when we add. So it's a really good EQ to let you know exactly what you're EQing and exactly what you're doing with your mix. The next free plugin that I want to talk about today is Guitar Rig 7 Player. It's basically an amp simulation. So as you see here with Guitar Rig 7 Player, you're going to get all these effects in the actual plugin. So you're gonna get these, you're gonna get these, you're also gonna get some of these. You get a whole bunch of stuff in here, and you get like 60 presets. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this thing back up. As you see here, I have it on a guitar. The guitar sounds like this. Now, once I throw Guitar Rig 7 on there, I'm gonna get that same guitar to sound like this. So this is gonna come with a bunch of different presets that are gonna give you a bunch of different sounds. Here's another preset you can check out. So you'll get a bunch of good stuff for your guitar. This is definitely good for more than just guitar. You can use it on anything from pianos to vocals to synths, and just get an interesting sound on all those. The next free plugin that I have for you guys today is an oldie but a goodie. It's called Vinyl. So with Vinyl, this basically emulates the sound of a record player or a vinyl. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this was the original, but if I was to choose any vinyl plugin, I would probably go with Origin by Cymatics. But I'll go ahead and let you guys check this one out and see what it sounds like. So again, this is what that piano sounded like without vinyl on there. So then once I bypassed it and I threw a bunch of effects on there, I got it to sound like this. But you can dial in the sound, so you can turn off the mechanical, you can turn off the electrical, you can turn off the lo-fi, and get it to sound like this. You can also change the RPM, and it's gonna change like the dust and the scratch on there for you. It'll make it go a little faster, but I'll go ahead and go through a few of the different years for you real quick. And then it also has the spin down feature. So you can automate that in there. You also have warp and you have wear. So you can definitely lo-fi your sound out with this one. And up next for you guys today, I have Yangqin. As you see here, Yangqin is like a Chinese dulcimer. This was a free gift a couple years back. I'm not sure when they added it to the free library, but this thing's pretty fire. It sounds like this. You can turn up the tremolo on this thing. So that's pretty solid. You can mess with the scale over here, so you can make it whatever it is that you want. So that's pretty cool. It changes the play style for you. You can also do a lot of that down here, as you see. So you got different performance keys here too. Now with this, another thing that I like is that you can come over here and you can mess with the presets. So you can make it sound modern, vintage, mono, ambient, so on and so forth. So definitely a pretty solid tool. Again, this is probably one of my favorite Kontakt libraries out there. Up next, we have an effect plugin. It's a super solid reverb. It's called Raum. As we look here with Raum, you can do a bunch of cool stuff. It's got like modulation controls, dampening. It's got all the typical controls of your reverb, but you can get some really nice sounds with this. So here again is what that Yangqin sounded like. Now here's one of the presets from Raum that I threw on there. Super solid, but we'll go ahead and go through a few of the presets here for you so you guys can hear what they sound like. And as you see here, you have different effects that you can blend in with the reverb, which makes it pretty solid too. And then you can control like triplet, quintuplet, septuplet, all this other stuff just to give the feedback a different sound. Just a very, very solid reverb. Another one that I recommend if you're gonna grab anything out of these plugins, definitely go grab Raum because it's super solid. All right, guys, I've got another sample library for you guys. This one has been free probably forever, but it's just in this select, so I thought I would bring it to you in case you don't have this or you don't have anything from Kontakt Native Instruments. It's called Ethereal Earth. So this one is basically a bunch of soundscapes. So you can use like, there's different bass ones in here. There's just all kinds of different stuff. Leads, you get all kinds of different soundscapes. So I'll let you go ahead and hear what this sounds like. So a pretty solid little bass there, but there's other basses here and other sounds obviously that you can use. So again, this is gonna be like soundscapes and stuff like that, but they do have leads, they do have pads, they do have a bunch of other sounds that you can use. With this too, you can blend other sounds in, so it doesn't have to just be the sounds that they give you. You can scroll through different stuff and get different sounds. So we'll go ahead and scroll through a few of these. You can click on this and you can get whatever it is that you want. So let's put this angry trumpet on there and see what this sounds like. So it's giving it like the ambience behind the bell here. Super solid, nice plugin, nice sounds. If you're looking for anything that you can make soundscapes with, do anything for like stuff that's cinematic, ambient, dramatic, anything like that, this is a solid sound library to grab. And I've got another gem for you guys up next. This one is basically a compressor slash saturation tool. It's called Supercharger. So Supercharger is really nice on your drums. It can definitely give them some saturation, some oomph, make them cut through the mix a little more. So this is what the beat sounds like, or well, what the drums sound like without Supercharger on there. All right, now once we throw Supercharger on there, we get them to sound like this. So you can hear how it is definitely giving those drums a little more power. As you see here, you get control, or you can turn dirt on, you can turn punch on, and then you just get a few controls. So you get a control over this compressor knob, side chain, your trim right here, and your output. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm going to play this in the little beat that I have here, or the little loop that I have here, and then I'm gonna start with Supercharger off, and then I'm gonna turn it on so you can hear how it helps the drums cut through the mix. So definitely a good tool for your drums. If you need something for your parallel processing, this thing will definitely get the job done for you. Next, I've got a couple more sample libraries for you guys today. The first sample library is called Irish Harp. This one was given away as a freebie for like a month, I believe 2 years ago, last year. I can't remember the exact date, but this one sounds like this. So not a bad sounding harp. You also get control over the tremolo with this one as well. So you might not use the tremolo when you have a bunch of notes playing. You get control over the sound presets over here. So classic, modern, vintage, and with that again. And then you can control the scale and you can control the root note with this one too. It's got a few different presets. The next sample library I have for you guys today is called Hypha. They basically say this is an acoustic electronic fusion that's inspired by nature. Who knows what that means? But I got a couple instances of this together, and they sound like this. So some pretty cool sounds in this one. Let's go ahead and mute one. I guess one of them sounds like this, one of the presets. Pretty solid, and the other preset sounded like this. With that Irish harp though, they all sounded like this together. Pretty good sample. So as you guys can see, all these different sample libraries, they all sound good together too, once you start playing with them. So definitely some good sounds. I'll go ahead and play a few presets from this though for you guys real quick. So definitely a lot of usable sounds. There's a lot of content out on all this stuff. So if you want more presets that you can listen to, you can definitely hop on YouTube and just Google it. And you'll be able to find presets for all this stuff. All right, guys, and up next, I got another sample library for you guys. This one's called Analog Dreams. This one's really good for synthwave and any kind of music like that. I basically made a little sample loop right here. All the sounds come from Analog Dreams except for the drums. And it sounds like this. So basically I just grabbed some random sounds, but I'll go ahead and go through a few of the presets of this for you guys too real quick so that you can hear exactly what it sounds like. So here is one of the sounds. But as you look here, you get basses, you get effects, you get leads, you get pads, you get a whole bunch with this. So let's just play some random pads. So with this one as well, you can change the sound. So you can basically make the preset sound however you want. So again, you can blend these together and get whatever sound it is that you want. I will go ahead and listen to just a few more presets. This one's pretty solid in my personal opinion. Let's go ahead and check out some of these leads. So definitely has some solid sounds in here if you're looking to make any kind of synthwave music. And then up next, I've got another effect for you guys today. It's called Replika, and this is a pretty dope little delay plugin. So when you open up Replika, it's gonna look like this. You have different delay modes: modern, vintage, diffusion. You got different modulations you can mess with over here. You can add saturation, and as you change this, it's gonna change the effects down here at the bottom. And the same with this, with the filter and the phaser. You can change the different type of delay that you want. So basically, I just have this on a snare right now. The snare sounds like this. Just a basic snare, but once I throw Replika on there, I can get the snare to sound like this. Now, as basic as that may sound, it's super nice in the beat. So like, let's say I don't have the Replika on there, the snare sounds like this in the beat. Now, once I throw Replika in there though, listen to the snare. That snare adds so much life there to the beat. I'll let you guys hear this delay in action a little bit more though, because it is a pretty solid delay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and push play real quick and go through a few of the different presets and mess with some of this stuff over here. That sounds pretty solid, you know what I mean? So just a solid delay plugin. I know I've said a lot of this stuff is solid, but it honestly is, you know? The last thing that I'm gonna talk about today, I'm not gonna give you guys any sound examples on, but this one you can find a bunch of videos on YouTube. It's just basically the Native Instruments Factory Selection Library 2. So this one's gonna have a bunch of stuff in here from band instruments. So as you see here, you're gonna get guitars, trumpets. The flute in here is very solid. You're also going to get like an acoustic library right here. So you're gonna get a bunch of different acoustic instruments. You're gonna get a beats collection, so you can use this for your drums. You're gonna get a choir selection right here. So you're gonna get a bunch of different presets with choir sounds in them. You're gonna get orchestral sounds in this thing. So obviously you're gonna get everything that you would hear in an orchestra. You're gonna get synth sounds. I mean, like I said, you're gonna get a whole lot. So that's what I got for you guys today. Hopefully I can help you guys out with this video. 17 freebies for the month of November. Again, if you guys stayed with me this long, do your boy a favor, hit the subscribe button for me one time, because I'm trying to hit 30K by the end of the year. I appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Some, hit the key.